What's going on, guys? I am Morgan Film Fan, and yes, it has been a while since I have been on here, but I am totally cool. Everything is fine and okay, and it's summertime, and I've been busy. As I've said in some other videos, I just haven't had much of the energy and the time, and I'm not going to say the mood, but that's kind of part of it too, to make a lot of videos at once. I've also kind of been planning some topics and some films that I want to do continuing. So, certain things I want to do for the channel to kind of do more than just movie reviews and that's it. But that's another subject. Just wanted to say that I've been enjoying the summer. I've also been busy with there was a wedding recently and some other more unfortunate circumstances that I had to take care of, but I'm here and I wanted to make my first video. Basically, not really a film review because I haven't seen either of these films, but just to discuss more about the cinematic situation, especially argumentative, that is going on all over the internet. Now, I've heard tons of these films already, so I know the plot of both. And I can discuss my opinions on both in that circumstance, but it's just kind of surprises me in one hand and doesn't surprise me on the other hand how passionate and opinionated people are getting when it comes to two films that are completely different from each other being released at the same time and which one will win. And it's cool to see that both of them are in the 90% in Rotten Tomatoes, and both are 5 out of 5s, like most scores on Letterboxd on both. The majority of scores are 5 out of 5 stars for Barbie and for Oppenheimer. So most people are giving both of these films 5 out of 5. Now, when it comes to Letterboxd, for Barbie, it's 269,000-ish, 5 out of 5 stars, and for Oppenheimer, it's 171,000, 5 out of 5 stars. So, although they're both leading on the 5 stars, Barbie obviously had more people go see it, and that makes sense. And this is one thing that people are bitching about, that why are so many people going to see Barbie? Well, because it's a Mattel doll that's been out for like 80 years. So why wouldn't, little girls and big girls be going to see the movie that's targeted and designed to them? And there's so many things to unpack and unravel from everything that I've been seeing on YouTube. It's kind of funny. That's another thing I've been doing, is kind of just riding the Barbenheimer train and just everybody's reviews and opinions. Personally, obviously, I'm more interested in seeing Oppenheimer, and I have absolutely zero interest in seeing Barbie. I don't think I'm going to review that movie on this channel or talk about it at all. I saw the trailer. It looks like exactly what I thought it was going to be. And the funniest thing I saw personally about Barbie is Ben Shapiro's full review on the film. He actually went to see it, which kind of surprises me because usually Daily Wire hosts talk about films and usually trash them without seeing them at all. At least Ben took the time to go see the damn thing, and he just rips it apart for like 45 minutes, and it was hilarious. And he went into full spoiler mode and details about the film, and from what I hear about it, he's probably exaggerating. I take everything he says and what anybody says in general, whatever political side they're on, with a grain of salt. So I'm assuming maybe he's exaggerating. However, it doesn't sound like anything I'm interested in. Forgot to mention this little tidbit, actually. The plot of Barbie sounds a little bit like Don't Worry Darling, the Olivia Wilde film, which I didn't like at all. And Barbie being directed by Greta Gerwig, I can only imagine how Barbie will be. And like I said, the plots seem similar, where there's, Barbie land, and then she goes to the real world. Just like in Don't Worry Darling, there is two separate worlds, and there's the fake 1950s one, and then there's the real world, you could say. So, except the only difference is in Barbie, they know there's two different worlds, and in Don't Worry Darling, the characters don't know there's two different worlds, and it's kind of a twist thing. But yeah, they sound like very similar movies, and that's just another reason why Barbie probably won't be my thing. And everybody's up in arms like, the movie's about feminism. It's Barbie. The movie's so woke and so like colorful and pink. It's Barbie. And the one thing that is actually interesting is that they made this film not so much, not so glittery, and not so much for little girls. It's actually way deeper, and the jokes are raunchy. There is one. I'll just say it's a beach joke. I'm not gonna spoil each films, but they play with the word beach, and they turn it kind of into a dirty joke. And if 7-year-old is hearing it, might go over their head, but they're probably gonna be like, What are they saying, mom?" And the mom's gonna be like, "You'll hear it when you're older." It's cool that they targeted Barbie to an older audience, but at the same time, I wonder why, because it's mostly, little girls that would probably want to see a film like that. But yeah, like it's just hilarious, how open arms people are, and especially like one of my favorite I can't speak, YouTubers, Dave McRae, great Canadian YouTuber from Toronto. Him too. He's just like, why are grown men complaining about a movie called Barbie about Barbie, being feminism? First of all, why are they even going to watch it? Like, you should know what kind of experience you're going to get into, especially with a film like this. You should know what kind of experience you're going to get into with a Tarantino film, with a Christopher Nolan film, what kind of experience you're going to get into with a Rob Zombie film, what kind of experience you're going to get into with an Arnold Schwarzenegger film. But you should especially fucking know what kind of experience you're going to get into with a Barbie film. And if people are still like 47-year-old males coming out and saying, "That sucked, it was so girly," like, that just doesn't make sense, man. I'm sorry. This also wasn't the first time that two films opened up on the same weekend, that are very different from each other. Like, that's another thing that people are surprised about that kind of confuses me. This has happened before, and I'll actually put a picture up here that I found today, actually, which makes a lot of sense. I'm pretty sure when one of the Minions movies came out, or Despicable Me or something like that, there was another huge film that came out at the same time that wasn't for kids, it was for adults. Could have been something else, though, I might be mistaken. But, in recollection, I think this happens like every 5 years at least, where two films open up at the same time that kind of battle it out, kind of thing. And I don't think these are so crazy. Like, for example, another controversial film that came out, Sound of Freedom. Now, let's say Sound of Freedom got a little bit better advertising than it did, and went head to head with Barbie on the same weekend. Now, that's something to write home about. That's something I would want to explore, take notes, and see, because you have like one side versus the other that's very clear. In this one, you have a very pop culture, poppy, girly film versus a film completely about science. So it's not even super like left versus right, although everybody's taking it that way, obviously. It's just, they are different, but they are for different audiences, and it's cool how well Oppenheimer was doing as well. And that movie sounds fantastic. Everything I heard about it sounds great. I heard that it pretty much has a really huge cast, but not necessarily a cast that shows up everywhere. Like, just a lot of people showing up here and there briefly, kind of doing cameos. Like, it's like a lot of cameo performances from really, really big actors. So that interests me. And I'm avoiding all spoilers, including who's in it, because I want to be surprised with who's in it when I go see it for myself. But the battle's great. And, like I said, the more people went to see Barbie, but Oppenheimer has the bigger score on both IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, where Barbie has 90%. And it has 8.8%, 8.8 out of 10 on IMDb, which is huge for an IMDb score. Like, that's near perfect. I don't know what Shawshank Redemption has, but I know it's the highest rated film on Letterboxd, but 8.8 is miles and miles high, and Barbie only has 7.5 on IMDb. So critically, Oppenheimer is the better film. obvious fuckingly. Like, no shit, it's gonna be. And Barbie is the most popular film, the film that people want to see the most, obviously because it's based on the doll. Another Daily Wire guy, Matt Walsh, it's like you could have just made a film like showing a Barbie doll in the corner. It would still make $150 million, and I'm like, yeah, of course, that's the thing. That's the thing. Why are people like, my God, like it's like an event, Barbenheimer, and I'm just like, it's interesting. Oh, by the way, I to look up these stats, I googled Barbie to look at the percentages and stuff like that. When you Google Barbie now, everything turns pink. So much pink. I saw people, movie theaters packed with people wearing pink, guys and girls, just pink everywhere, pink hats, pink. You go to Google and you get pink. So you're never going to stop seeing pink as long as, not the artist, by the way, who did perform in Toronto very recently too. Why not mention her? Um, but you're going to see a lot of the color pink for the entire time that this film is going to be in theaters, by the way. I'm pretty sure. From what I see, Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling don't seem to do anything special. I like Ryan Gosling as an actor a lot, but I gotta see. I would have to see the film, and I probably will see the film. Maybe if it's streaming, maybe I don't know. I wouldn't review it though. But if you have them playing both in a theater, which they are, you go to the one you're interested in. I'd be going to Oppenheimer. It's not a unless you want to do the whole Barbenheimer thing and go watch both, which whatever, that's cool too. You just pick the one you want, man. Like even if you have a girlfriend, you're going on a date, or you have a wife or whatever, go your separate ways for 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever, or have the kids go to one and go to the other one with your spouse or whatever you want to do. Like it shouldn't be that like difficult to make a decision on like, oh, I gotta watch one. Well, you don't have to just watch one, watch both. But there's a lot of arguing and funny stuff going on, which, like I said, is interesting. I think I talked about all the points that I wanted to talk about. Grown men complaining. It would be funnier if Barbie versed Sound of Freedom, because that would start a political war like crazy. And I do really, really want to watch Sound of Freedom too. Very, very sad that that film didn't get the marketing that it deserved, because I don't know. I'm not going to get into that too much, but it is a film that I certainly, certainly want to see, and I hear nothing but good things on that one as well. So yeah, it's been a good, interesting social media week or two, probably 1 week. I don't know when it opened up, but I had a good time hearing like everybody's opinions. But a lot of people, it's funny to see people complaining about something that they should know exactly what they're going to be getting into. It's the same with Oppenheimer. Somebody walks into Oppenheimer, it's like,
That was the most boringest thing I've ever seen in my life. I hate science. I hate historical pieces. I hate, um, you know, biopics on people and just talking and talking and talking.
watch a trailer or something. Like, if you're going in that blind, you've never heard you don't know what the movie is at all. Like, you don't know, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe there's some people who thought it was going to be a film where nuclear bombs are being dropped for 3 hours. I guess, but do some research. I mean, it's social media. It is everywhere. You get a general consensus of everything way before the damn thing hits theaters. So there's just no excuse for stuff like that. But that's all I got on that thing. Which one are you gonna watch? I haven't seen either, and I'm not gonna rush out to see Oppenheimer either. I just love Christopher Nolan, and I think he's gonna deliver a masterpiece like he always has. So that's my opinion on both of those films, and like I said, I am not going anywhere, and the videos are, of course, going to continue, and we might see some different things happening in the future. Maybe live stuff. I definitely want to kind of put together a show where I might go live weekly, but obviously I would have to build and learn how to podcast, how to perform it, how to do it kind of thing, because I have no idea on that. But that's a different story for another time. This is just something I wanted to discuss on the Barbenheimer cinematic situation, social media, political issue going on that's really fun to see, and the only thing I'm missing is some popcorn. So subscribe to Marketing Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I will be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.